More than 600 Oklahoma City Chesapeake Energy Corporation employees were laid off on Tuesday. In today's edition of The Play, we'll focus on how the news will impact our city. Here with more on the layoffs and other headlines associated with this news is business editor Don McCoy. Don, thanks for your time today. A busy day for you and your crew, and let's look at the overall picture here. About 800 were laid off today.
Right. Chesapeake told us that they have laid off 800 people across the whole company. 640 of those people were here in Oklahoma City, their headquarters. So far this year, with earlier layoffs and people who left the company, Chesapeake's about 10% smaller than it was at the beginning of the year.
And suddenly a highly skilled labor force hits the job market. That's a story our Brianna Bailey's looking at.
Right. They laid off people in all different departments: land, IT, accounting, all over the place. We don't know exactly who these people are, exactly what jobs they had, but we consider them mostly to be professionals. There's a lot of recruiters in the market who are interested in some of these people. We know that a lot of these people have been working on their resumes in the weeks leading up to this because they knew something like this was coming. So it'll be interesting to see how it affects our market. Now, Oklahoma City has one of the lowest unemployment rates in the nation, particularly among large cities. So it's a really tight labor market. And we've heard from employers who say, I've got jobs and I can't find people to fill them. So the hope is that there will be jobs available for a lot of these people, but we really don't know, at this early time.
And another angle is the housing market, because a lot of these employees own houses or they rent houses in this market.
Right, and that's a little bit more of a long-term story, because whether you leave your house or leave your apartment depends on whether you have a job. So those things are very related. If a lot of these Chesapeake employees are able to get jobs across the street or on the other side of town, they may keep the housing that they've got. Our housing market here has been pretty good, even through the recession and the years after the recession. We've had a strong housing market because we didn't have the big decline that they had in other parts of the country. So it's pretty strong, so it could take some of that, a little bit of absence of homeowners and renters, but that's a little bit more of a long-term story.
And that's a story our Richard Mize is working on. A story our Paul Monies is working on is the overall size of the layoff, 600-ish here in Oklahoma City, but we've actually seen bigger layoffs.
Yeah, it's a big day, and it's a devastating day for all those people at Chesapeake. But you might recall when the GM plant closed, we lost 2,400 jobs. And those were people, they were union employees, they had a job bank that they could draw down money after they lost those jobs, but they also didn't have the same kind of transferable skill set. There's not another auto parts factory across the street that you can go to work at, like a lot of these IT people, some of these land people. There are places they can go and get employed in the same skill. We've had big layoffs at Dayton Tire over the years. Lucent had huge layoffs. We've had several big layoffs that are in the realm of this, but this is really big.
Don McCoy from the Oklahoman's Business Desk, thanks for your time and info today.
You bet.
These stories and more can be found in upcoming editions of the Oklahoman, and of course, complete coverage can be found on our website at newsok.com.